Hello, folks. Doing another video because I'm still, I guess you can kind of see how shaky I am. Sometimes better than others, but still pretty shaky. Still on 80 milligrams of prednisone a day, so, that's a lot. I realize I posted on, Sunday or whatever, about all the last week stuff. And I think I've got one on there about, I definitely talked about going to the hospital for the rash and all that. So I'm trying to think where we are in my journey. It's been an interesting one. So, as I mentioned, on Sunday, last Friday, so almost a week ago, I went in for my normal scheduled oncologist appointment, and they did my, blood work, and that was whatever, fine, everything's normal. And then they did. Actually, then they didn't do anything. Then I met with the doctors. Then they took a little time to decide if they were going to do the Avastin, which was the infusion. And if they were going to do the Avastin, it's only going to take like 15 minutes to do, but they'd have to then call the pharmacy and have the pharmacy put it together and send it up and blah, blah, blah. And they had to get me my new PARP inhibitor drugs because I have to start a new bottle every 2 weeks so that they can keep serious track of it. So on Friday they decided to start me back up on everything but the immunotherapy, which is the one thing I had never had, which I had the very first treatment, and apparently I react rather aggressively. Sorry, the dog moved, so adjusting the computer. And so they haven't done the immunotherapy, and they won't be doing the immunotherapy as far as I know, or at least not anytime in the near future. So it's been, let's see, what did I have this week? I've only been to the doctor once this week. I did a CT scan yesterday. Part of the study, they do CT scans like every couple months, I think. I don't know. Not my first CT scan. I've had plenty. And then I see my oncologist again on Friday. So this is where it gets weird. Sorry, I also have a cold. So as we know, this apartment is just down to Matt and I right now. So I've been trying to rearrange and organize and straighten up, and probably overworking myself, which is, great when you're going through whatever chemo that I'm dealing with. But just trying to feel as normal as possible, and I probably look pretty normal right now. Actually, I'm testing out some makeup because when I got the rash, my face went covered in rash, and realized I was going to probably need something to cover that if it happens again. So I'm doing a little experimenting in finding stuff to actually keep an even skin tone if I break out in that crazy rash again. So today I'm probably looking pretty good. And I actually slept last night, so that's good. But yeah, so yesterday I had the CT scan, which, if anybody's had one, they're not exactly fun, but they're, they tend to be pretty quick. So I went in, had the scan, headed home. My mom drove me in just because I don't necessarily trust myself driving long distances right now with the lack of steady hands, and every once in a while my legs get unsteady. So I was like, we're not trying to drive into Boston and get myself in some kind of car accident. That's such a bad idea. So get home, I have to go run a couple errands, so I leave, get to do my errands, come back, hit the grocery store just right across the street, and on my way back, my phone rings, and it's Boston. normal. I get calls from them all the time. I'm figuring it's okay. We got your, we saw that you had the scan and blah blah blah. Like just basic. I'm sure they didn't have the results yet, but still. And I was actually expecting it to be one of the nurses, the nurse that works with the study, with some questions or even saying like, okay, we talked about it yesterday. We want you to drop your steroid. That wasn't what it was. It was my oncologist. And the first thing she said was, so we've got some good news and some bad news. And I went, this is fun. She goes, the good news, we got the results for the chest part of the CT scan, and your chest is clear. So basically, my cough is just a normal, standard, I have a cold, allergies, whatever. It's a cold. Everybody in this house has had it. And my parents have had it, so it's a cold. Okay, fine, I can deal with that. Then she drops the bad news. So your chest is clear, but on the scan, we found a small blood clot. Oh, okay. First question, should I be worried about this? Is this something I should be worried about? And she said, nope. It's not a big deal. It's what we call an incidental find. We weren't looking for it, but it's there. It is very small. And I said, where is it located? Because that's, chest is a large area. There's lots of places a blood clot could be. And she said it's off of one of the sort of, the vein somewhere off a branch of the lung somewhere. So somewhere in one of my blood vessels or something in, I believe, the outer rims of my lungs. I don't really know. I haven't seen the report, so I can't. When they put the report online, I'm going to look and see like exactly where, see if I can figure out. But it's somewhere on the sort of exterior areas of one of my lungs. I don't know. And the way she was talking about it, it sounds like it's very small, and that even if it did like break free or whatever, it doesn't sound like it would clog anything or cause any, it's not in an area that would cause any damage, even if it did damage the blood vessel, I guess. I don't know. She just kept kind of reiterating that, yes, it's a blood clot, but it isn't a big deal. Like, this is not life-threatening. I'm not in danger of having stroke, embolism, whatever happens when blood clots cause problems. But they're going to have to put me on blood thinners. So, more meds, which is fantastic, because, I love taking pills. If you ever ask my parents about the first time I tried to swallow a pill, wasn't pretty. Their kitchen ended up covered in orange soda. Everywhere. There was a lot of yelling. I am better at swallowing pills now, but I'm still not great. And right now I think I have, with the prednisone, every morning, that's 8 pills. The study drug, I have 2 pills in the morning. I have another one. Blood pressure's 1.5 pills. One more, and an allergy pill. So right now, without adding anything, I've got 16 pills I'm taking. Does that make sense? That seems a lot. I think that's right. So I'm taking about 16 pills, I guess, and this weird liquid that I will show you the color of. This is an antibiotic, so I don't get a lung infection. And it is yellow. Very yellow. And has the consistency of acrylic paint. So that's fun. So now I'm going to have to take, for once the prescription goes through, because apparently it's really difficult and a lot of the insurance companies won't cover it, which is going to be fun because I have Cigna and Cigna sucks. And this is going to be an argument, even though it's something I need, they're not going to want to approve it. But we'll let the doctors figure that out. So it's going to add 2 pills in the morning and 2 pills at night. I'm already taking 4 pills at night, 2 for the study and 2 Prilosec. Oh, and I have 2 Prilosec in the morning, so I think it's 18 pills in the morning. Yeah, that's absurd. And that doesn't seem right. I feel like I'm miscounting on that, but whatever. It's a lot. It's well over 10. So now at night I'm going to have my study drug, take those 2 pills. The Prilosec, take those 2 pills. And for the first week of this blood thinner, it's going to be 2 pills at night as well. So it's 2 pills in the morning, 2 pills at night. Fine, whatever. And then after that, it switches. But it's still 1 pill in the morning, 1 pill at night. Fine. I'll deal. But the part that's best is that even though less than a week ago they decided it was okay for me to start back on the Avastin, now that I have a blood clot, apparently that can happen with Avastin. Not super common, but it does. So it could be from the Avastin that I have the blood clot, or it could be something else. I don't know if they'll ever really know why. Kind of like they don't know why I had the rash. We'll see when I go further down on the steroids. If the rash comes back, then it's the pill that I've been taking. So they have to stop the Avastin for the foreseeable future, which means I don't know what it means, to be honest, because in order to be a participant in this trial, I'm supposed to be on 3 medications: the immunotherapy, the Avastin, and the PARP inhibitor. The only one I'm taking right now is the PARP inhibitor. And if I go down on the steroids and my rash comes back, we know it's a reaction to the PARP inhibitor, and therefore that will have to be stopped. So essentially then I will be out of the study completely, I imagine. But as of right now, technically, I think I'm still in it. Because the Avastin isn't canceled forever, maybe? In order to stay in it, I guess I have to be on 2 of the medications. So I have no idea. But the reason they have to stop the Avastin is, a couple reasons. If it triggered a blood clot, obviously they don't want me to develop, can't talk, don't want me developing more blood clots. Makes sense. But the way Avastin works is it actually cuts off blood supply to things, and creates a situation where things don't heal the way they should or as quickly as they should. This case in point is kind of probably not related to that, but this has never really been a problem for me. So when I had the CT scan, they did an IV. And I don't know how well that can be seen, but that's where they put the IV. So usually when I get an IV or they access my port, they're not going into a blood vessel, but usually when I get an IV, close it up real quick. This one's not, I mean, it's like covered over, it's not bleeding, but it seemed to stay open a little bit longer. Not like bleeding, but just kind of open. It was weird. So I don't know, that's probably not the Avastin. That's probably me reading into it too much, but you know, what am I going to do at this point? I just find it incredibly funny and somewhat depressing that every single time they try and get me back on this study stuff or this trial stuff, something happens and I'm back to square one. And interestingly enough, when I was originally offered or told about the trial and said I would most likely be eligible, obviously go through the whole things, but I was seriously on the fence. I couldn't decide if it was a good idea. I shouldn't say that. I knew it was a good idea. Because if you don't try something, you can't get pissed if something bad happens and you haven't tried something that could have prevented it. So I knew participating in the trial was the wise choice. The choice where I would be able to say, I did everything I could. I tried everything I could. There was a huge part of me, and I think it was about 50-50, that was leaning towards, this is a huge commitment. Immunotherapy can go for 2 years. So I could have been on the immunotherapy for 2 full years. And then they would have stopped it. And so I would have been in the trial for 2 years or more. Being in the trial restricts certain things that I can use, consume. I don't know how people out there feel about medical marijuana, but I did get a card and had been using medical marijuana as an additive to help with chemo side effects, and there is research out there that supports cannabis as reducing cancers and helping to treat cancers. So I was accessing, again, if it's out there and there's research behind it, why not try it? So I was accessing that while I'm involved in the trial. Can't access that at all. So no smoking, consuming anything of marijuana, CBD, THC, cannabis, whatever you want to, all that stuff's off the table. Holistic stuff is off the table. Those of you who really know me know I'm not, and for those of you who are, it's fine, but I don't do the crystal healing and the envisioning healing. That it doesn't resonate with me. I have no problem with people who do it. If it works for you, great. Doesn't work for me. But there are things out there that are gaining data showing that they help in treating cancers. And there are things, aromatherapies and certain things for managing side effects. Why take a drug to calm my stomach when I can have ginger tea or have, essential oils that I can smell? If that's going to calm my stomach and prevent nausea, then fine, I'll do that. And I like having the choice for a combined approach using the science and the technology in addition with some of the more holistic approaches. I can't do any of that now. To the point where I have to, I tried to use, or not use, but bought eye drops from Target, CVS, wherever, and it's the brand that's like a more holistic approach. Like they have one for pink eye, they have one for ears. Like they talk about treating eye issues and things, so not just dryness and itchiness. But I got the allergy one, and I was told can't use it. So that's interesting. So I had a lot of reservations about the restrictions that were going to be put on me for the study. And 2 years is a long time, especially going in for an infusion every 2 weeks. That puts a lot of pressure on my time. You're not unemployed, so it's not like I'm doing anything, but still. I had been at the point where we were trying to get me back working. And we have, there are holidays and things planned, not yet, but that are coming up that there are going to be travel plans for and this and that. And so I was very on the fence. But the rational, I guess, side of my brain was like, you have to try this. Like, if you don't try this, you're an idiot. So I tried it, and now everything's going wrong. And I'm literally, no joke, said to Matt, probably about a week ago, and I looked at him and I just said, I wish I had said no to the trial. Because it has not panned out. And, I've had my bad days through treatment in terms of feeling like crap, both emotionally and physically. Yesterday was one of my worst, and I'm not sure why. I think part of it was I woke up at 1:30 in the morning, never fell back to sleep, then went in and had a CT scan, then came home, had to run errands, went and ran errands. And in the past few days, I've been doing a lot in cleaning up the bedroom and trying to clean up around the apartment and get things organized. So there's been a lot of moving and shuffling and this and that. So I've been using a lot of energy that I probably don't have. And if you guys can see, this is what happens when I try and sit certain ways. Ah, crap. There we go. Yeah. So there's that. That adds to complicating everything. But so in order to bring the stuff that I got running errands and at the grocery store up, I ended up having to take 2 trips from the car. Shouldn't be a big deal. I live on a second floor. It's 1 flight of stairs. It was hot, but big deal. Grab as much stuff as I can, drag it in, lumber up the stairs, literally drop it on the floor, go back down, get the rest. And there's still some stuff in the car that needs to be brought up, but I wasn't dealing with it then. So brought the rest of the stuff up, put it down, went into the bedroom to see the dog, closed the door because there was ground beef on the ground and I didn't want him, or on the floor, and I didn't want him getting into the bag and trying to eat the ground beef. Lay down on the bed and probably stayed there for 20 minutes trying to just get back to a normal feeling. Completely overheated. Ended up wrapping a wet bandana around my head and around my neck and like stripping down to my underwear. Sorry if that's too much information. And sitting in the living room with air conditioner on high. It hadn't been on before, but I turned it on high, and the 2 fans blowing full force on me. Trying to get myself to cool down and come back down. As I'm cooling down, I start going the other way and getting chills. And now I'm still overheated, but now I'm freezing at the same time and shaking because of that. And the tremor's worse. My legs are shaking. It was just crap. And I'm realizing now this video is taking forever, but I'm sorry, guys. You don't have to listen to all this. And when Matt got home, I looked at him and kind of was just really blah. I had planned on making him dinner. That didn't happen. I planned on cleaning the kitchen. That didn't happen. And I had just been sitting on the couch curled up feeling like absolute shit. And I looked at him and I said, he was like, "Are you okay?" And I said, No. For the first time, truly since being diagnosed. I've gone through surgeries, I've gone through chemos, I've had my days where I feel sick, I have my days where I don't feel well, I have my days where I realize I'm an ill person, even though I'm not. I don't know. And I looked at him yesterday and I just said, for the first time, I truly, truly, truly feel like a sick person. That was a hard thing. It is a hard thing. And I'm trying not to cry because I hate crying in front of people. And it just sucked. I'm not down today. I'm taking it easy this morning. I still have to clean kitchen and living room and make dinner, and I think there was something else Matt asked me to do. And I gotta go pick up the dog's meds probably before 4, but that's okay. And it's 2:30, but that's cleaning the kitchen should not take me forever. It's gonna take a while, but I'll do the basic and then I'll do deep cleaning tomorrow. Oh wait, tomorrow's Friday. I'm in Boston tomorrow, but not for long. So I'll do it tomorrow afternoon. But yeah, so today I'm feeling okay, and I'm realizing this is a really long post. I'm sorry for that, but it is just a lot over these past couple of days, and I don't even know what's coming tomorrow. So for all I know, I'm going to be doing this again tomorrow, Saturday or Sunday, when I feel like it, if there's any news beyond this. Having this CT scan, they are going to check my abdomen. Obviously, there was no cancerous stuff in the chest, which is good. It's excellent. But all my sort of nodules and other things are located in the abdomen and pelvic area, so they haven't gotten, or as of yesterday, the doctor hadn't gotten the results of that yet. She should be getting them today. I think it was like a 24-hour turnaround. I'm not sure. And if she hasn't called me, this is a good thing. But I don't know what I'm walking into tomorrow. I might be walking into, all your nodules have increased in size. But we don't know if it's that there's more cancer, or when we did the immunotherapy, it kicked everything into gear and excuse me. Kicked everything into gear, and now you have all these immune cells surrounding your cancer cells trying to combat them, and it caused growth. I don't know. No idea what's coming tomorrow. But that's that. So I'm going to end this now before people get so sick of it that they never want to see me again. But I think I want to end it on a better note. So, for those of you who have not met, this little muffin, craptastic muffin, is Radar. Radar, say hi to the people. Say hi. No, in the thing. Here, look here. Say hi. No, okay. So, he thinks I'm trying to get him to look outside, because he thinks he needs to protect the whole apartment. But, so that's it. Sorry, this is a half an hour. I didn't realize I was going to talk for half an hour. I guess it's easier to watch something for half an hour than potentially read something for half an hour. I'm going to warn you guys how long this is before, so people can just skip around if they want. And hopefully I'll be back to not so shaky and able to type more soon. So, see you guys later.